to a very special Amazing Race recap show. We're gonna fill you in. We're not filling you in. I'm totally lying. We're commenting on everything that has happened on the last two episodes that they had to smush together last night because of the Survivor finale the previous night. So we're gonna try and get through two episodes for all of you in 1 hour. It's gonna be fun, but let me let you know, if you missed any of our previous shows, they're over at yourrealityrecaps.com/tar, or you can check out our Big Brother Canada shows or Drag Race shows, Bravo shows. Everything is over there. If you guys are watching this back later, you should have been a fan on YouNow. Just head over to yourrealityrecaps.com/YouNow, click the become a fan button, then you get alerted when we do these shows live. You can hang out, chat with the chat room. Tomorrow night we will be live with Esty from Big Brother Canada at 7 p.m. Saturday we are live with Damien at 6 p.m. and Sunday we are live with Mark at 6 p.m. from Big Brother. Wow, that's so amazing. It is, and it's why you should support us by becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get access to the patron-only group, prize giveaways, weekly shows, and of course the after shows with the BB Can house guests, or you could always do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal, or if you have any Amazon shopping, use our Amazon links, or lastly, and most importantly, thumbs up and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Click that bell, leave a comment below, 5-star rating and a nice review in iTunes. Share our stuff on social media. Those are all great free ways to help support our shows. But as John Richardson will tell you right now, free don't pay the bills. Hi, John.
Hey, everybody.
Now, John, one might think that I didn't pay my bills because last night, after I was done doing the Big Brother Canada show, I went upstairs to go put on Amazing Race, and it didn't record. I had no channels, so I did not get the last two Amazing Races, I did not get the finale of the challenge, nor did I get my Housewives of New York.
Did it come back when you paid your bill?
It came back when I reset my stupid TiVo and I flipped out on them on Twitter. I was like, why the fuck do I have to know to reboot my TiVo? Go look at my bio on my website. I even credit TiVo over food and you've ruined my life. I had to pay $5.99, John, in the CBS app to get to watch these two episodes.
Oh, yeah, I paid $9.99 too, and then I had a note to cancel it, but now Big Brother's starting in a few weeks, so they're just sucking the money out of me too.
Well, what a great point, John, that I should probably tell people here. If you guys ever, at any point, it's not just during Big Brother Canada, our Big Brother season, at any point, if you guys need to get CBS All Access, just use our link, yourrealityrecaps.com/feeds, and we get like $8. If you sign up for CBS All Access through our link.
Is it cheaper for us, the consumer?
It is the same price. Oh, no, it is cheap. Yes. It is cheaper for you. It's only $5.99, and they give us $8. P.S. I still don't understand it.
Okay, so can I cancel mine and then sign up through Your Reality Recaps?
Yes.
And it'd be cheaper for me and goes towards you and everyone and me and this and that.
Right. And I love that.
Nice.
I love that you didn't do that already. John, when you do,
I still signed up from last year.
When you do Amazon shopping, do you start by going to yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon?
Duh.
I don't, but to be fair, it doesn't count when I do it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's so funny when you were talking about that. I was rolling my eyes off camera because I'm like, damn it, I just bought something on Amazon. I forgot.
Yeah, I can't, it won't count if I do it, but whatever. Anyway, my whole point, John, is, as you know, I was unable to take notes for the past two episodes, so I am giving this show over to John. See y'all later, bye!
But wait.
Oh, okay. Wait, you want me to stay here? All right,
well,
fine.
I took some notes, and
Okay.
I never take notes.
I love that.
So look at us, the yin and the yang. We're just, however that is.
I took notes, but mine all fit on one page, and they say stuff like hate 'em, ugly face, fat gay, not pretty, stuff like that.
Oh, nice. So then that should be great. Or is that what some of the Ugandans were saying? Um, so this first episode, it's a bird, it's a plane. I'm on The Amazing Race.
It is a
title?
It is. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's an amazing race. And yep, I got no segue. I just forgot to tell people.
I was trying to give you a beat.
I got no segue. I just forgot to tell everybody. Spread the word. Make sure everybody knows that we're live. Square, megaphone, up arrow.
You've had worse things and you've had better segues. Anyway, so the teams are on their way to Dubai. Oh my God, Dubai looks amazing. We've seen it on other shows.
Housewives.
I wasn't sure about that. So Colin and Christy, of course, are the first ones to leave because they won the last race.
Right.
But you know, what I don't understand is that, okay, they're landing in Dubai. We see all of them running out of the airport. We see them on the plane talking.
Yeah.
What's the real advantage? Why not let them leave at the same time? I don't understand.
I honestly think it's because production is just waking up, like they need their coffee. They're like, ugh, we don't want to have us all go out at the same time. In other words, like production is waking up late. So they're like, which camera crew wants to go with the first team? All right, you're kind of awake. You go. Maybe that's what it is. But I agree with you. I say that all the time. The Amazing Race is the only competition show that I know where your leads in the game really never matter. There's always one or two equalizers where everybody gets bunched up. In other words, if you make it to the last leg of Amazing Race, you have the same exact chance to win as everyone else.
Absolutely. So the teams had to go into the middle of the desert,
right,
for like an Arab tailgate party.
Okay, that's
and
racist.
Drink tea and be fabulous. What?
So
it's not racist.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
The Arabs aren't racist, though.
Right. Go ahead. Sorry, I got triggered. I'm from New York.
I could say racist. Not racist, though. So they got to be at a tailgate party. But this was like no other tailgate party like we have in America. I mean, there were glasses that had diamonds, the cars that were there. Could you name any of the cars?
Ferrari, Mercedes, Audi,
Bentley.
Bentley. BB Boston in chat is
amazing.
saying
I loved their faces. They're sitting there drinking tea, especially Corey's face. And then one of them says, "Hey, the clues are in the car," and you just see Corey all just eating, drinking tea, totally into it. I would have been totally into it too.
I would have been like you. Do you remember? Now you should remember. This was definitely a popular cartoon when you were little. Remember the Robin Hood cartoon? The like Disney Robin Hood and Little John going through the forest. Anyway, when like they kiss his rings, I think it was the Robin Hood would like kiss the guy's rings and he would like suck all the jewels off. I was waiting for like Alyssa to do that when she was like, "I see diamonds."
Oh my God. This is the first time I really see her like smile really big, right? And she's like, "I bet they're real diamonds." And oh my gosh.
Love it.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I also quickly want to say, tweet us. If you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to tweet us. #YRLive right now. I will pull them up. And of course, keep your comments coming in the chat room. I will throw them in where appropriate. Sorry, go ahead, John.
This is so weird.
Oh, I'll keep talking. I know.
So I thought all the teams had got, my notes are all over the place too. I even rewrote them and they're still all over the place.
It's fine.
So I thought all the teams had gotten there, but no, Nicole and Victor hadn't gotten there yet. Team Fun hadn't gotten there yet. Yeah. But the clues in the car had the teams going to the Dubai frame.
Okay, yes. Am I like
yes,
are we gonna get killed if I like
get killed? How?
I just want to be bitchy gay.
You can be bitchy. Well, what's new? You're always bitchy gay.
I don't understand the frame. It looks so stupid. Who puts a big fucking frame in their country? Like,
oh my God. Don't you know the backstory behind the frame?
Oh, it separates the old world and the new world. Yeah, I got that from
it's
Rachel.
to view it. we not only love our new world, we frame it, but we also value our old traditions in our new world.
Oh,
I think it was beautiful.
yeah, that is such a good point. I don't know why I didn't think that I could just go, oh, old world, new world, and value it just as much without a giant, stupid frame in the way.
You have to. Well, I have a Space Needle. We used it one time for the World's Fair.
At least it makes sense.
Well, how does it make sense?
It looks pretty.
I thought the frame looked pretty.
No, it didn't. It looked so out of place with the rest of their skyline. It
changed colors. It was square.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
I didn't like it. I didn't care for it.
So
Knock it down, Dubai.
I would have definitely done the frame.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to read some of my notes.
Denise M says the frame is pretty. Go ahead.
The frame is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a choice to either jump off,
right,
skydive off the highest building in Dubai,
right. Mm-hmm.
or find dinosaur eggs.
And what would we have chosen?
I would have jumped.
Right. My question was, what would we have chosen?
Well, obviously, I wouldn't have a choice.
Correct, because you would have not gotten me off.
Right. Because wouldn't you be a little nervous that you may be too tall to fit in that dinosaur costume?
First of all, I wouldn't have gone in the elevator. When they were like, it's a glass elevator and you're...
We're walking across and you could see the glass floor, which, by the way, that's what they've done to the Space Needle in Seattle. It's all glass floor. The table's glass. It spins while you're in the dining room. Your chair is see-through. Everything is see-through.
What is wrong with people? Why do we think that we like this? Why do we have to be a piece of glass away from our death? I don't understand people.
It's actually like plexiglass or whatever that is.
Did you ever see that video? And now I'm going to have to find it to put it in here. Did you ever see the video from, I think maybe it's Thailand, where there's the glass bridge? And when you start walking on it, it's not really a glass bridge, it's TV monitors. And once people start walking on it, it looks like it starts cracking and it makes the noise and shakes. So it makes it look like you're going to fall, and people lose their minds because they think they're going to die and fall through the glass.
Or it's like the Thor bridge in Thor.
What is Thor?
The superhero.
Oh, I am gay. I don't want superhero movies.
And Thorlandia, they have a really rainbow bridge that's kind of glassy.
I don't watch superhero movies, but I'm 99% sure Thorlandia is not a place.
I don't watch Robin cartoons, so... So the Animals and Tyler and Corey decide to jump because only 2 teams can jump at a time, we found out. And we're finding little bits of information. Rachel and Alyssa get there. They want to pick eggs. And Rachel says, you know what? This is really hard. These suits are really hard. Their neck, they're like 7 feet tall. Mm-hmm. I think, you know what? By the time... There they are. By the time we get there, if we leave now, they will have already jumped. What did you think of that plan at first?
I mean, I get it. I understand what Rachel was saying, because if it was correct, it made complete sense. You know, Rachel, I think all the people that have already raced before have to use the advantages they have over the other teams. I mean, now I guess the only teams that are left that haven't raced before at this point is basically only Nicole and Victor and Chris and Brett. But my point is, Rachel was right in that theory. Why are we going to run around this park, look for everything, yada, yada? All we, in theory, have to do is drive for a few minutes, get to this place, jump, and we're done.
Well, they haven't had the best luck with taxis so far. So a 5-minute...
Not any worse than Janelle and Brittany.
As we found out.
Right.
So now we find out that it's not like they're actually jumping off the tallest building. It's actually a virtual reality VR jump.
Right.
And at the end, they have to take a test. And if they fail, they have to go back to the end of the line and wait for their turn. Oh, there they are. They finally...
Now, I have to say, I do not think that I would be able to do this one either.
Oh, you can't physically do it and then virtually do it, is what you're saying.
Correct. On any single movie I've ever watched in my whole entire life, on anything where there's the motion, where, you know, like where the screen does that, like you're sitting watching, but it looks like in Aladdin, for example, like when he's flying through this, it makes me so, it instantly turns my stomach and I want to vomit. So no,
you've never worn the mask. You've never done that. I've actually done that one. The same paddles, everything.
And what was it like?
It was crazy, and it looks so real. And what's crazy about it is every time you turn around, mine wasn't a jump. Mine was a snowball fight. So I was the snow people, snow men, snow creatures. I had this snowball cannon, and I was just racking up points. And I did it at the Microsoft store, and I was part of the display.
How American of you. By the way, by the way, quickly, Yanisa in chat is saying it is East Taihang Mountains in Hadan City, which it's China province is the bridge that we were talking about with the fake cracking.
Right.
Thanks, Yanisa.
Thanks, Yanisa. Oh my gosh. So I loved all of them running around in those dinosaur costumes were so hilarious. I was imagining you because I know that's the one we would have chosen.
It is.
It would have forced me to do. And I was like, God, what would Eric be like in that costume? He'd be like 8 feet tall with that neck.
I feel like it's only an advantage though, and honestly, I was thinking the same thing as well. Not my height not being the advantage, but my arms being the advantage, because I was thinking, how are half these people carrying any more than 2 eggs? Like, with my arms, we wouldn't have had to keep going back to the nest. I could have held like 4 of the eggs, and you could have just held the one.
Right, because like
had to waste time.
I have average arms and you have longer arms, and so mine would have looked a little T-Rex or whatever that is with the little
T-Rex.
Arms.
Yours looked T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Anyway, you didn't need the outfit. You didn't need it.
All right, so now we're getting another flashback of the Afghanimals. They're just not passing the tests. They're having to wait and re-jump, just like the dance one, right? Mm-hmm. We see Alyssa and Rachel. They're not passing the test either. But you know what I love about Rachel and Alyssa? Because I've worked through my issues.
Okay, good.
I did the therapy on my cooking show.
Okay.
This week or last week or both weeks.
Interesting.
And I'm letting go and letting light come in.
Okay.
I love how they build each other up so much. And as soon as they say, you're the smartest one, you got this, I know immediately they're not going to get it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know.
And I don't mean that in a bitchy way. I mean it in a funny way.
I mean, well, I totally get what you mean. But what I'm confused about is when you say your cooking show, John, what's that?
Well, I have a cooking show at Reality Recaps on YouNow every Tuesday where I talk about different shows, reality shows, scripted shows. I make dinner using one of the meal kit meals I get every week. And then the top fan gets a free week of food.
So, John, what I'm hearing is Tuesdays at 8 p.m., you do a cooking show where you talk reality TV and give away meal kits right on our YouNow channel.
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
Awesome. People should check it out live because it only exists on YouNow. It is only it's only here. Well, people are probably watching this back, but it only exists here on YouNow. So the only way you can watch it is live or be a subscriber here on YouNow. It's a special benefit just for our YouNow subscribers. Go ahead, John.
Absolutely. So Rachel and Alyssa fail it again. And I love Rachel says, Alyssa, pay attention. And then we see that Rachel's the one that keeps getting things wrong.
Here's my question, though. And again, maybe I just don't understand the stress of these challenges. You saw the questions, you knew what you were looking for. My favorite was when, like, Leo was like, so are the things coming off of the satellite antennas, like the giant part of the satellite? He's like, is that an antenna? You don't know what an antenna is?
Okay, at first, because I'm watching it today and stuff like that, at first I thought only one of them were doing it. And then I thought, well, why do they both have to take the quiz? And then, of course, I kept watching and they both have to do it. Now, after you fail the first quiz, wouldn't you go over with your partner?
Yeah.
What is it? It's 4 antennas, but this satellite thing only has 3. Like, wouldn't you over communicate to figure it out instead of fail it like 7 times?
Not only over communicate, and granted, we don't know this answer, although I will say I've been texting with Rachel all day today because I had many questions I wanted clarification on. One of which was, are they telling them separately, like, Rachel, you did it correct, Alyssa, you did not, or are they just giving a group, you failed, which is what they were doing. So I don't understand, just everybody put the same thing for each answer. Why are we guessing?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what I mean. Over communicate. Even if you don't know who's failing what, or it's not like a D&B test where you know which ones you missed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, you failed. Okay, well, what are your answers? What are you doing? What am I doing? Are we doing the same thing? And then if there was any discrepancy, then we discuss, okay, we both need to answer it this way, right?
Yes, and I have to also say my favorite part was, if you look, the one that Alyssa got wrong on her first one was, which way does the door open? And you literally saw Alyssa going... like she got stumped by the door. Although I should not talk at all, because sometimes people are like right or left, and I literally do this.
Well, I mean, I still get my post office. One of the doors has pull, the other side has push.
Really?
Like, yes.
That's
Do you
stupid.
know how confusing that is?
The world is a hard place for us, John,
It
in
is
America.
really,
If I've
really
learned
hard
anything
place.
from Amazing Race, I have learned that life here in America is hard.
It's tough. It really is. Not as tough as Uganda, but it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Our next pit stop, detour, whatever, is who can feel the beat.
Who can feel the beat?
I think I'm going to have my next house party. Just everybody has headphones. And that way it's quiet and I don't get a noise complaint.
I have to say, this party is a very popular New York party.
It is.
Except the twist on it in clubs here is the DJ is playing 3 different songs, and you can select them, and then let's say you're listening to song number 1, your headphones glow red. If you're listening to song number 2, your headphones glow blue. This way you can find the people that are
listening to the same
to the same song you are. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. The last time I went out in New York, it was foam party.
Oh, I miss foam parties. They're fun.
Oh my God. I love the foam parties.
But yes, I thought that this challenge was very, I thought it was very fun. I didn't think it was that hard.
Yeah, but there's only a couple people that are listening to that song out of all those people. Like when Brett and Chris got there, and Brett's the one that's having to do it. He's looking around. I mean, I would have been Brett, and you would have been Chris, and you would have been yelling at me, John, just grab anyone. Just grab people.
Now that is not true, and you know that is not true because you're aware of my rule. Or you're aware of the rule that my hubs and I have, which is why I would have played it exactly like Brett, who was going for the hot guys. Because as you know, Hubs and I have a rule that as long as it is spontaneous and not planned and it never happens again, go ahead. I mean, neither of us have taken advantage of that rule in 20 years, but we said it 20 years ago, and I like to imagine that one day it'll happen. So let me tell you, I would have been screwing my way across the world. It's been 20 years, John. I would have been like, hot club, let's go in the bathroom. We're losing, John. It's $1 million, but this spontaneous.
I'd be like, can you get your face out of his crotch? That's not where the beat is. Can you move your head?
Seriously.
Well, I mean, I thought it was so funny that Brett was picking the cutest guys. It was so funny.
Mm-hmm.
I was just absolutely stunned about Team Fun getting it the first time. Like, how he kind of warms. What does Floyd do? He like warms up something with the beat and gets the crowd going. So he literally danced the beat and found the person. I just thought that was amazing.
He's a drum major, says Becca in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have an unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. I'm not a fan of Team Fun.
Why?
I don't know.
They're
I feel like it's all fake. I feel like it's all fake.
Are you just not liking Fun?
I guess I don't like Fun, but I'm just something about the whole thing. I don't buy it. No one's that upbeat all the time.
I am.
No, you're not. I mean, they are just 24/7 a party, and when do you just relax?
Maybe they're drunk all the time. Maybe they're just drunk.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they're drunk all the time. True.
So Victor gets it really quick, too, for Victor and Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was going to say, go ahead. Victor and Nicole got it really quick.
They did. So did Tyler and Corey.
Mm-hmm.
And Leo and Jamal got it super quick, too. And so did Rachel and Melissa.
But not quick enough, because they know they're last.
Girl.
And can we talk about them in the taxi on the way home?
That's exactly where I was going.
Good. Perfect. I have to say, oh my God, Amazing Race editing was brilliant. That was some reality recaps mashing up right there. That is exactly how I would have handled that scene. With Alyssa crying and with Rachel crying and Alyssa just being like, stop.
I just want to teach my babies
Stop
that the world is good. And if you try hard, you can do anything in this race. The last 2 times. And then Alyssa, I don't know if her time release Xanax wore off, but she's like, serious, Rach? Serious. Like, that was the funniest.
You look like an idiot.
It was the first time like she reacted. I cannot believe how cool she plays it with her sister. I want to know, and I didn't even see it in real life when I was even the small amount of time I spent with them. Alyssa was the same as we see her on the show, but I wonder, did they just get what? Alyssa, whatever. I want to know if they just get into it, or is it just all Rachel and Alyssa just stays calm?
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say the way they are there is, I think, the way they are in real life. So that is number one. Number two, here's the thing. And I say this with all love in my heart for Alyssa, because I do love her as a person in real life, and we know her. I think that car ride is a good example of having money and not having money. Or I shouldn't say that Rachel does not have money. We just know that I think it's out there that Alyssa's bank account probably has millions in it because of her family, and her husband is a huge developer in Canada. And I'm just saying, that would be like
husband. I think you hit it with husband.
Husband. Well, I'm, trying to keep Alyssa empowered. She's a yoga teacher, and she does a lot of things, John.
Well, what you're saying is she doesn't have a lot of stress.
What I'm saying is it'd be like you and I. If you and I went into a taxi cab and we both went in our pockets and we both saw, oh God, we lost $100 bill. You would be like, oh, that sucks. And I would be like, I can't eat this month. What? I can't eat now. I have no more money. I'm like, that would be me. So, like, Alyssa probably has millions. Rachel's like, I gotta raise these babies with nothing. Brendan is still trying to cure cancer
So-
since Big Brother.
I'm the Alyssa. Is that what you're saying? I'm the
What
Alyssa.
I
I'd be
am
like,
saying.
you know what? I'm just grateful for the memories. I just think it's so fun, Eric. And you'd be like, I can't eat. I have to win my mortgage.
Be like, screw your memories. Screw them.
Oh
So,
my
yes.
gosh. So the teams now have to zip line over Dubai to finish.
Okay.
Now, I was also, every time I see a challenge, I think of you.
Right.
Would this be something that you'd have to do it?
I mean, I guess we would have to do it. You are correct. If we were racing, this is a challenge that we would have
I've
to do.
ziplined before, so I know I could do it. There we go.
Okay, so let me ask you, what do you think? Do you think that this is something I would do or not do?
Oh, it's something you wouldn't want to do, but I would force you into the harness.
Now, fun fact, as you know, I'm terrified of heights. I would never jump off anything, bungee jump, skydive. I don't like going in an elevator, blah, 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 all those things.
Planes, cars.
For some reason,
yeah.
I am dying to do a zip line. The last time I was in Canada at the Niagara Falls and I watched the people doing the zip line over Niagara Falls, I was like, oh my God, I want to do that so bad. I was in Vegas. They have the zip line off their penis tower thing. I was like, I want to do that zip line. I don't know why. Something about a zip line does not frighten me, and I actually want to do it. I don't understand either.
Were you drinking or any kind of new antidepressant?
No, like even now, I'm just like, I want to do a zip line.
Well, you seem very uppity, like Team Fun. So I don't know. Maybe you're catching the.
I don't know. I thought of a zip line. Sounds fun to me.
I love the head.
I want to zip along.
All right, so Team Fun, when they get there first, they hold the door for Chris and Brett, who of course are second. Team Fun wins $5,000 each, not bad at all. And then we get to hear a little rapping, and Phil, I have to say, was not bad at all.
How many takes do you think that took, John? You think that was Phil's
80.
first take of I just whipped out a rap?
Can I live in the moment, the fantasy? This is a TV show, but this is it. This is how it is. I thought Phil, for a white guy, just rapped so funny, so spontaneous.
Amazing.
It's because it's Amazing Race.
It's amazing rap because it is Amazing Race. I agree with you. And I'm sorry for dashing your dreams. I just felt like since mine just got dashed.
So used to it, so it's fine.
Mine just got dashed in chat as I was told Eric is too tall to ride zip lines. It would be a hazard.
Ooh, how do they know how tall you are? Do you invite them over?
If I did, it's spontaneous for sure. I didn't plan it.
Or just show up.
Totally spontaneous.
Colin and Christy are third. Tyler and Corey fourth.
Right.
Nicole and Victor fifth. Nicole and Victor are, third, fourth, and fifth. They are right there. And they really work together so well. I really am happy for them. Janelle and Brittany are 6. Afghanimal 7. And our Riley sisters are last. Of course, we talked about them in the cab. Go on.
And again, this is literally, I don't want to pull up the text. I didn't ask Rachel if it was okay. But literally what I was yelling at her for earlier this morning, I was like, for the millionth time, if you walk up to that mat and the first words that come out of Phil's mouth are not, I'm sorry, you've been eliminated from the race, it's a non-elimination leg. The second Phil is like, oh, Rachel, tell me your story. This must have been very hard for you. And I'm like, hey, it's non-elimination. Let's go.
I think Phil
no, they can't
pronounce words really well.
No, because unlike Big Brother,
better than that.
Unlike Big Brother, which is considered a reality TV show and not a competition show, this is.
I thought it was real. Isn't it real?
My point is, this is an actual competition show where they have to meet the standard and practices, whatever, to follow the rules to make it fair. Phil has to say, I'm sorry to tell you, as the first thing when you get to that mat if you've been eliminated. So the fact that he does it, I'm like, Rachel, did you forget that? You played 2 times already.
Well, I think, too, when you're so in the moment, she's completely upset in the taxi. She's so upset she pissed off the calmest person in the world, Alyssa. Mm-hmm. Like, she penetrated the calmest person in the world. So I don't think Rachel's head was in the right place. So, of course, I think she just thought, we're just going home. This is it. I tried. Right. And then it wasn't. And the Riley sisters were spared. And I was actually happy so that I know I've done the work.
What do you mean you were happy?
I was happy that they weren't eliminated and that they're still on the show because I find them very entertaining. And it shows me that I'm in a better place with them and I've done the work, me.
Okay. Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. Yes, I'm very proud of you for doing that work, John.
Absolutely. Any more questions, comments about episode 5?
There was a lot of comments about it, but I'm going to save them for talking about this next episode. I have a lot to say on this episode.
Perfect. So this episode, what's the Rolex?
What's the Rolex?
What's the Rolex? So now the team is flying to the Pearl of Africa, Uganda.
Am I supposed to care about Uganda?
Team Fun was first because they won. They were first in the race.
Yeah.
And then if you don't know, if you're not, maybe follow the LGBT community, Q plus community very close, Tyler and Corey let us know that it's against the law for an LGBT person to be out. Is it out? Is it?
It is out. And by the way, not just against the law, up until 3 years ago, you were killed. You were killed by ways of putting you in a chair and throwing you off of a building. You were killed by a firing squad. You could have been stoned. You were killed for being gay in Uganda. Now, you just get life in prison.
Well, that's so much better.
Where you're killed. Tricked you.
Why are we...
I'm sorry. Look, I get that what we are doing is comedic recaps about The Amazing Race, but this mildly annoyed me of why are we shining a light on this place? This is not a redemption story for Uganda. Uganda hasn't changed their ways. And I'm sorry. Hi, world. We have Trump. Those of us that supported him or didn't vote for him. Yeah, the people are responsible. Because they're like, oh, it's not the people's fault. No, okay, I don't care if it's the people's fault or not the people's fault. I get you not saying anything, but why are we there? Why are we promoting this on television, this place? Why are we putting money into their economy? Fuck that place. Fuck Uganda, I said it.
No, I totally get it, but I think what it was really nice, and throughout the episode, is you saw how wonderful and sweet the people were.
Yeah, great. That are okay with their government.
They're not
killing
okay.
gays.
I mean, we've got a lot of stuff here we're not okay with, but we're still here.
But we're fighting. These people aren't fighting back.
How do you know they're not fighting back? Were they just making Rolexes all day?
I asked Rachel.
Oh, because Rachel would know.
Rachel told me nobody was fighting back for gay rights while they were there.
At least somebody had a rock in their hand where they're going to stone somebody, right? Speaking of Rachel, we've learned that, the actual Big Brother girls, they actually do talk. Yeah. They're actually friendly. They're helping each other. We saw the mom squad kind of unite for the first time. We haven't really seen much.
Yep.
I'm trying to read my notes. Get them all. Oh, and notes, different page.
I mean,
my notes are all over the place.
It's fine. Yeah, look here. While you're finding your note and your
okay, and then they're there. They land. They're all like running. All of them running for a taxi. Now they're in Uganda,
right?
So the first pit stop is.
You don't mean pit stop. You mean their first roadblock.
Detour, pit stop, roadblock.
I'll be doing notes again, everyone, next week, just so you know, there's the one time. It's the
mosque. So they have to go to the mosque, and they have to go to the top of the minaret.
Right.
To count the steps. That's the first one. They have to dress in kind of traditional garb. The men are in robes. The women have to cover their face. It's not necessarily a burqa, but it's, they have to be covered. It's a religious mosque about that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, now, how smart are Tyler and Corey? This is, I like to give out tips to people on these shows about Amazing Race. Like when we talked about you bring the flashcards, everyone in every country understands a picture, stuff like that. Another thing that I don't think we've ever said is when you're on your downtime in between the legs, you're usually at a hotel, you're allowed to swim in a pool, you're allowed to be around other people, it's not a secret. The smart thing to do is if you know where you're going or think you know where you're going, you Google, like Tyler and Corey said they did, what are the biggest tourist attractions or the most... That is a very smart thing to do in between legs. That is what Corey and Tyler did.
It worked so well.
Well, because now production has caught on to that and thought, fine, we're not going to tell you all the steps. We're going to put a marker so that you can't cheat.
Oh, so you went from it's smart, it's research, your downtime, now it's cheat?
Well, it's still a smart idea. I definitely still maintain overall it's a smart idea. I wouldn't say I would have cheated with it if I was them. I still would have counted. You're going up the steps anyway.
You know what I've learned on my downtime that I would be doing? Taxi routes.
Oh, because of all the lanes? By the way, here's what else Uganda taught me. Boy, socialism sure does suck everyone, doesn't it?
Well, it's a free-for-all.
Boy, I hate having roads.
Or, it's almost like fish, in a stream or something, right? That was insane with the girls. So they're at the mosque, they're counting the steps. Tyler and Corey had 300 and something. It wasn't right because you're right. They changed it. Only certain steps counted. Nick and Nicole and Victor got it first. They did it first. Colin and Christine got it the first try too.
Right.
Rachel and Alyssa. You got this, girl. You got this.
So, is that the tell now? Every time, seriously, they say, you got this, they're not going to do it? All right. I mean, they weren't even close. Rachel was like 232. How did she miss like 40 steps? And then it wasn't like she missed one or two. She was like 40.
Well, the thing that I love about it too, oh my God, I am like, wait, eyes are watering, is that Alyssa, it really is in such great shape. So she's just going up the stairs. Cardio is nothing to her. Rachel is just schlepping along and trying to count, right?
Right, counting's hard.
Counting's hard.
Counting is very hard. I mean, I agree with, Brittany when she's like, oh, Mom, I have 5 kids. It's hard for me to run. Apparently, when you have kids,
between both of us, we got 6 kids under 5. Me and Janelle.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, I know it is sad to have kids, or just to use them as excuses.
Sad. It's sad that if you would have asked me before this season started who my all-time favorite Big Brother player is, I would have said Brittany. And based on this season of Amazing Race, and specifically that she doesn't really, tweet about it or interact with fans on it, it's just made me sad and made me realize that the Brittany that I loved of Big Brother yesteryear just is a mom now. And that's fine. She's allowed to live her life.
She's a mom now. I thought you were going somewhere else, and I was going to interject. She's a mom now.
She's a mom now.
Absolutely. So Alyssa and Rachel, of course, have to get it. And then we see them at the top, and Rachel is having a moment. Mm-hmm. I thought she was going to put down 271 again. Uh-huh. And then had broke that 0. And Alyssa interjecting. Oh, thank God she listened to Alyssa. Alyssa really had to insert herself, which we don't see a lot.
Alyssa should have bought Brendan and they would have won. But here was what I was confused about. Why was 271 even a choice? You just guessed Rachel's like, okay, 271. You just picked 271, which is why you had a recount. You think if you write it differently, it's going to be better?
I'm telling you, all that cardio. It's hard.
I guess.
It just goes to your brain. So during all this happening, we see Janelle and Brittany just in traffic. And we, just like we talked, the traffic. I mean, they were sitting there, and it almost looked like water coming and parting around you. Mopeds, tropeds, buses, cows.
Yeah.
Everything at the same time was in the road, crossing the road.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm still back on these steps. Why didn't they count on the way down? Why did they just run all the way down, the teams that got it wrong, and then count walking up? Why didn't you double check your work by counting on the way back down as well? They all just ran down willy-nilly. I didn't get it. Didn't make sense. Not smart work by those people.
No, and insane. And so then those folks who passed that, now we're off to the Owoni market.
Yes, the Owoni market, one of my favorite markets in Uganda.
Oh my God. The size of 20 football fields?
Yeah.
Is that big? I don't even know what football field is.
It is very, very big. I would not eat one thing from there, but it's very big.
I don't know how they get everything out of there, right? I mean, doesn't some of the stuff have to be refrigerated?
I don't understand how stuff doesn't have to be refrigerated there. Keep in mind they go to the bathroom on the street there.
Right. I didn't see one thing of ice. That worried me.
No. I don't get it. And I mean, maybe it's a thing where it's how you've always lived. In other words, you grew up with that, so your body is already immune to salmonella, whatever. I don't know.
How it's not like maybe a parasite, I understand, but not salmonella.
Look, I don't understand how you don't have salmonella. I've seen your cooking shows. You basically rub raw chicken all over your kitchen.
Watch them.
Yeah, I do.
At least you watch them. I unfortunately don't watch yours. So we quickly learned that a Rolex is not a watch, but it's actually a sandwich.
It's Rolex.
And again, I thought, oh my gosh, who would be doing this challenge between you and I?
Me. It's cooking easy and make a fucking omelet. Why are we acting like this is hard? That I make an omelet.
Would you eat it?
Yes, that I would have eaten. That I would have definitely eaten. However,
because you made it?
Because I made it. But also, I don't understand why we kept acting like this was a hard thing to do.
It was. Well, we didn't think it was hard until Janelle and Brittany quickly arrived and were starting to catch up.
Bless her heart.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna think of how I want to say this. In the past, I have heard allegedly have heard that in the past, teams on Amazing Race, again, It is not the people that pass you, it is producers. You are not looking for a place, you are looking for a producer. You will know that you are at the place because you will see the producer. There have been times when teams have arrived at a place and a producer was not there yet, so the teams then thus assumed, well, this could not be the correct place because there's not a producer here. And then they keep going. So I'm just saying, maybe all of the other producers were occupied when Janelle originally was looking for the Rolex place. And that's why she didn't think that was it until after.
When and she kept going, Rolex.
Right, rolled eggs. Right. Rolex.
Rolex.
You know the Ugandan people is like, we're going to trick the stupid Americans.
Well, I mean, that one guy tried to sell her a watch, and she just looked at him, this isn't a Rolex.
Yeah.
I love all their faces when it's like, who wants the Rolex? Hey, Eric, you want the Rolex this time? You want that one?
I would have wanted. I just, poor, Brittany and Janelle like to say, where they like to say, like, we're getting along and we're the best of friends and blah, blah. I'm sorry. There was so much tension in those confessionals. Those looked like Janelle wanted to kill Brittany. And Brittany's line for both episodes was basically, I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying my hardest.
And I keep forgetting that Brittany cannot help her.
No, can't help.
Why? They're a team. I don't understand that.
There are times when you can help. There are times when you cannot help. And apparently the rules are clear of when you can help and not help. And this was a not help time.
By the producer that you're supposed to find. Okay.
Right.
So we learned quickly that Alyssa and Rachel's speed bump is washing clothes.
Well, that's what a woman should do. By the way, SoCal Mari in the chat. SoCal Mari in the chat says, yeah, by the way, that wasn't the first time Janelle messed up with the eggs too, the egg nest.
On this show?
The last episode, remember with the egg nest? She kept saying, the egg nest, this is the egg nest, this is the egg nest, and it wasn't.
Oh, no, I don't remember. Once the show's done,
I'm being very serious, chat. Obviously, I meant that.
Once the show's done, I'm dead. It's dead to me. So Chris does... Okay, so it's Chris and Afghanimals doing the sandwich.
Yep.
Chris does it beautifully. They get to watch it. They get to go find the ingredients. Now, being Middle Eastern, the Afghanimals, I would think that they could have cooked that bread a little better.
That's racist. And
it's not racist.
And
it's their culture.
Actually, the reason I made the women washing the clothes joke is because
sexist.
Their culture is, the Afghanimals, Leo and Jamal, Middle Eastern, is they would not cook. So if they are with a traditional Middle Eastern woman, Jamal would not know how to crack an egg, how to make bread, he would not know how to do any of that. So, as we saw, he did not. Maybe
most of the men in a certain, status wouldn't do it, but somebody's making the pita bread.
Yeah, I just, Leo and Jamal don't strike me as big cooks.
It ain't just the women. All right, so we see Janelle just, running through this horrible market. Alyssa and,
Rachel finally finish.
They finally finish. It's an easy challenge. They've got babies, for God's sakes. How hard was that, washing clothes?
John, I'm going to rescue you. I got this. I got this. I know how we can do this.
Good.
So, Rachel and Alyssa finish washing their clothes. They nail it Perfect. We find out it's coming down to Rachel and Alyssa, Janelle, and Brittany. All the other teams checking in, of course, their placements right there. Tyler and Corey first, Colin and Christy second, Nicole and Victor third, Chris and Brett fourth, Becca and Floyd fifth, Leo and Jamal. Then, of course, Rachel and Alyssa beat out Brittany and Janelle, and we lose Brittany and Janelle, which
and
was
I love
sad.
how they all ran together, right?
Well, here's what I was going to say. The last part that we did not talk about was, now, you and I have never seen this in Amazing Race before, but these head-to-head challenges, where it doesn't matter how you place on the whole leg of the race, right before the pit stop is some sort of I don't know. I've never seen in the past, but I'm going to guess they're all puzzles. And that's how they have to move and pass to go along. I liked it. I thought it was fun. It sucked that
Survivor-ish.
It was a little Survivor-ish. It sucked that it came down to Rachel and Alyssa versus Brittany and Janelle, thus being, our two Big Brother teams, and Rachel and Alyssa taking them out. I did love how they all ran to the mat together. Mm-hmm. I thought that was very sweet of all of them, but really I feel like... Oh, it's called a head-to-head? Is that not what I said?
Head-to-head, yes.
I think the overall message and importance of this show, I thought it was so great that Tyler and Corey were the two that came in first, specifically with it being, Uganda.
Absolutely. And again, like I was saying in the kind of the beginning, everybody was nice and welcoming to them. They even said it themselves. And I think that, when even a government has certain rules like that, I mean, even, some of the laws that have been passed recently in our country, like in Alabama, doesn't reflect on everybody. And so it was just nice to see that they were nice and, and very nice people. And it's not all of them, right?
Sure. So nice people. And that's why I want to say this. That's why I want to... Look, I made a Post-it note and put it right next to the camera. And then, by the way, after I do this, we're going to have to go, funny way to wrap this up. Here's what I want to say in all seriousness. We can't do anything about Uganda, but like John mentioned, there are laws being passed in our country right now where women lose their rights with these heartbeat laws. I would also like to point out that gay people have heartbeats, and children that are shot in schools have heartbeats, and people without health insurance have heartbeats. So I just really wish that the people we elect would do something about that. So just my point is, we cannot help people in Uganda per se. We can elect people that will do something about human rights and about gay rights. So make sure
and mental illness.
And mental illness. Make sure that you people are voting not just for the president, in your local elections. Those are the important ones.
And not just party votes. Vote for equality.
Correct. Maybe you'll find a Republican that isn't a demon. I don't know.
Well, you found a funny way to end it.
So now next week when we come back... Speaking of demons, next week when we come back, it was so much. John and I had no clue. I don't think any of us had any clue that we were having this double episode. So it made this very hard to do. But next week we will have...
with me.
Yes. We will have a full show. We will have a full hour, and I'm going to bring in those videos, like where I said I have the not included behind the scenes stuff. We will be debuting those on next week's show, which I am looking very much forward to. And of course, yes, I'll be doing the notes again. Thanks, John, for covering and helping me out so much for this show.
What's my grade for doing the notes this time?
I'm going to give you an A and politely suggest that, I don't know, next time maybe type them.
Okay. Good feedback. Yeah, I thought about it.
Maybe type. And I'll also say, if you guys love watching John and I together, you should watch our RuPaul's Drag Race shows over on the new TV Co app. It's no longer TV Party app, now it's TV Co. Totes confusing, we agree with you. But you can watch back the previous episodes there where John and I are talking RuPaul's Drag Race and with drag queens. As John also mentioned, you can check out his cooking shows on Tuesday or Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, or where can they find you on social media, John?
Everywhere at Comedy Jonah.
Alrighty, John Richardson. I look forward to not having to rush through a show next Thursday and having it be back to a normal, amazing
and
race
you driving.
Oh, it's fine with you driving. It was very hard to get 2 episodes into like less than an hour. So I think we did great, John. Everybody loved it. I'm going to let you go, John, so I can rippity wrap it up. Don't get stuck in traffic. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Okay, thank you all so much for tuning into this amazing race show. Again, if you missed any of our previous shows, you can check them out at yourrealityrecaps.com. If you're watching this back later, make sure you become a fan over on YouNow so that you're alerted when we go live. You can hang out in chat, become a patron if you want to help support our shows, or you could always do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. We want to keep bringing you guys so much more for when Big Brother 21 starts, I believe on the 25th of next month, so we're almost a month away. Hopefully, with your guys' support, we will be able to do that. So however you want to support, thumbs up and subscribe, click that bell, leave a comment on YouTube, 5-star rating, and a nice review in iTunes. Super helpful too. John and I will see you guys back on Monday. No, we won't. It's Memorial Day, so there is no Drag Race show on Monday. The following Monday will be our next Drag Race show. Next Thursday, John and I will be back here together doing Amazing Race. And like I said at the start of the show, if you are a Big Brother Canada fan, tomorrow we have on Esty at 7. Saturday is Damien at 6. Sunday is Mark at 6. Alrighty, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys all later. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.